Welcome to Towne Pride's Flooring Tips. Today we're talking about click LVP locking systems. This is the whole foundation on how well your floor is going to hold up over time. If you don't have a good locking system, the ends will break and the planks will separate over time. There are two main categories of locking systems, angle lock and drop lock. To the left, you'll see the profile of the angle lock. In this method, you engage the short end of the plank first by lifting it, angling the end into the plank beside it, and then dropping the plank down. You then lift the long ends of both planks slightly to engage those tongues into the plank in front of it. To the right, you'll see the profile of the drop lock. With this method, you engage the long end of the plank first. Then you simply line up the end with the plank beside it, drop the end into place, and tap it down to lock it in. No angling is required on the short end. Overall, the drop lock method is easier and quicker because you don't have to angle the end joints and lift multiple planks at once to angle them into the long end. The issue, however, is that drop locks aren't as solid as angle locks. Take a look at the differences between the amount of tongue that gets engaged with the groove for each system. The angle lock provides a much tighter lock because it embeds much farther into the adjacent plank. The drop lock doesn't have much of a tongue, so there's not much to keep it from popping apart under a bit of pressure. There are two high-quality locking systems in the market, Unilin and Volingé. These companies license their locking systems to LVP manufacturers. When shopping for your click vinyl plank, we highly recommend you use something that uses either Unilin's Uniclick or Volingé's 2G locking system, which are both angle locks, or Volingé's 5G locking system, which is a drop lock. These technologies have been around for quite some time and have proven to be the most reliable on the market. Another important factor to consider when selecting your click LVP is the thickness of the product itself. The thinner the product, the thinner the locking system. Our industry has seen a ton of issues with click vinyl plank breaking apart at the joints. Most of these are with thin, inexpensive LVP. We recommend selecting at least 5mm thick products, but in general, the thicker the product, the better your locking system will perform. So in summary, if you're buying a click LVP, we recommend you find one with an angle lock locking system on it, specifically one from Unilin or Volingé. If you do find a drop lock product, we highly recommend you go with a Volingé 5G locking system. Also, make sure you buy something that's at least 5mm thick to help that locking system really hold. I hope you found all this information useful. Tune in next time when we take all the information we've learned the last few episodes to discuss why it might be worth it to spend a little bit more money on some click LVP and why it's a little bit different than stuff that's a little bit less. See you next time.